Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. We're on to the divisional round now. 2 steps away from playing on the biggest stage in sports. It's the Falcons going up against the Seahawks.
Thank you very much, Larry. EA Sports coverage of the NFL. The National Football League is here and on the air. Coming up, an important divisional round matchup in the NFC between the Atlanta Falcons and the Seattle Seahawks. One of 2 spots in the NFC title game awaits the winner here as we're underway in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. This one fielded at the 5. Look at the spin. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Now a play fake here on first down. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And let's face it, what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage afterwards.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. And we're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And what's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact, and he'll go deep.
On first down, it's Gore. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. He'll look to throw over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though.
Now let's go. Gun. Gun. 4 down.
They'll try and pick up the first with Gore. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
That's a tremendous group effort there because when you talk about offensive lines, the best ones, talk about guys that play in harmony, in sync, and getting things done, and they did that on that play.
Yeah, especially on 3rd and 1. Got to be in sync, and they were.
Watch tight. Tight end right. Here we go now. Blue landing.
Now back to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection.
Titans on the Ringo. Here we go now. Leopard. 4 down. Now, check. Patriot. Blue 90.
Now a handoff for Gore. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Wow, that play got shut down in a hurry.
As soon as the snap came, you could see defensively they were just closing in. That was going nowhere.
Yeah, you count on your offensive line to give you a little bit of space, a little bit of time so you can make a move. There was none there for him.
Back 99 Philly. Detroit. Detroit. Here we go now. Blue 90. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Back 99 Philly. Here we go. All right, here we go.
He'll look to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 23. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. So the D-line's going to spread out.
Now let's go. 3-19.
And not much. Maybe a yard up to the 29.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action and hit them over the top.
Double tight. 3 down. Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
They'll look to throw here. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one.
Double tight, guys, double tight. Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. We got three. Blue 90.
They go play action here on first down. Trying to lay one up deep. And that's caught inside the 35. Give him 30 yards there.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. They'll look to throw here on first down. Flushed out right. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. This is going to be a good one-on-one battle to watch. Both of these guys play the game at the highest level.
Both of them are terrific competitors. They play the game with great athleticism and smarts as well.
And in this early round, the defense wins.
Double tight. Set. 3-19. 3-19.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. 23 yards on the play.
Brandon, lest my eyes deceive me, I think they found a matchup that they're trying to exploit here, don't you? I mean, that's the second time they've gone to him here on this drive.
Yeah, opening drive. It's a tone setter, right? I think they're going to be looking his way a lot.
Yeah, and I think that the way things are going right now, they like him as a featured receiver. Let's see what kind of adjustments the defense is going to make to try and take that away.
Now let's go.
They run the counter now on first down. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. A great play there. A 9-yard touchdown run. And the Seahawks have taken a first-quarter lead. And this will give the Seahawks a 7-0 lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And here now come the Falcons. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
They'll try and start the drive here with Gore. And he's not even going to get back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Well, forget about finding a lane there. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Probably fortunate he was able to hold on to the football.
Green, 39. No. All right, here we go. Green, back 99 Philly. Here we go. Under 10. 10. Slam. Leopard. Crunch.
Again, they run. Again, it's Gore. Looking for a crease. Can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Watch tight end. 3 down. Now let's go. Blue,
Back to throw here. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And a big tackle there as the defender runs right through him at the 32-yard line. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll bring up fourth down. The Falcons send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. And he gets this away, angled for the sideline with a lot behind it. Wow. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. They'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
Here we go now.
Now they try the right side here. And able to use his blockers to get this up over the 40. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. If these kinds of lanes are available, you have to feel like he's going to have a pretty big game on the ground.
Yeah, you can tell early on he's got a little burst in his step, and that's a big pickup right there on first down.
second down following the run.
Double tight, double tight. Now let's go. Three down.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. You know darn well both of these teams reviewed the film and saw that this defense had 5 sacks last week. They got to keep their QB upright.
And they're going to try their best to do exactly that. But they're facing a team where getting to the quarterback is a mindset. It's a mantra for them. And they play a game within the game. And you know what it is? Let's race to the quarterback and see who gets there first.
Here we go. 3-19. Hey, we got 3 down.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And he's got him. Got his man on the end route. Complete. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. 12 yards there as they move the chains. Now the offense lining up 1st and 10. And the D-line pinching together, must be expecting the run. On first down, they'll run it on the draw play. And some big-time hitting going on there. He is knocked to the ground. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. Just 2 yards to go here on second down for the offense. Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin hits the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2. They're looking at a second and short yardage to start things out.
Double tight. All right, here we go. 3 down. No. Check. Patriot. Leopard. Hey, here we go now. Blue 90. Mike 50. Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
They're going to look to throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Incomplete pass on second down. Let's see what the offense draws up here on third.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
Back to throw. Open man there is Patterson, complete. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. A solid gain of 15 yards and the sticks move. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to be run over. Hit hard as he'll be marked down right at the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
D, get off the field. Here we go now. Here we go. 50. Mike 50. Hey, me and you all day. I'm coming after you.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 13. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
What's tight? Tight end's right. What's tight? Tight end's right.
Now let's go.
We got 4.
Blue 90.
We got 4.
Blue 90.
They'll start on the ground with Gore. They find some open field here. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. And that led to a really nice gain.
Got double tight. Double tight.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39. Over. 319. 319.
Check, 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 check.
Gore again here on first down. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Well, usually you don't think of the cornerback coming in for a no-gain play, but that's what we had there. Nice tackle.
Yeah, and how about the range, too? Coming from the outside part of the play, moving his way into the inside and making that play happen. No gain for the offense, big play for the defense.
Two tights, two tights.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And got his man complete. Touchdown, Falcons. A big play there. 70 yards. And the Falcons are an extra point away from tying the football game. He's tough to contain as it is, but in man coverage with a pretty deep pass downfield, really tough to contain.
And it's so difficult because every play you've got to consider he might try and run past you. So your goal as a defensive back is to give him plenty of cushion, meaning lots of space between you and him. If he wants to catch the short stuff, come up and secure the tackle, hit him a bunch during the game, and try and keep him in front. But if you turn your head for a second, if your concentration wanes,
bye-bye.
He just takes off and goes, and I think that's what we just saw there.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And the interception last time on the opponent's side of the field, certainly not what they wanted.
Put it mildly, that is so frustrating because that signifies there's a drive going on. You're in a good spot, great place to run some of your best offense. Instead, they turn the ball over.
Yeah, turned the ball over last time. See if they can avoid doing it here. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Came out in a power set, but that only served to put more men in the box. And guess what? If you're going to do that, you've got to win up front, right? Your offensive guys have got to beat the defenders. They lost all leverage on that play.
Set. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Hey, Mike's 50. Mike's 50.
Looking to throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. When you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
The Seahawks on third down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is third down and 12.
Blue 90. Blue 90.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
They don't want it, fellas. They don't want it. Keep
And the Seahawks on third down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 7.
Blue 90.
Mike's 50.
He'll drop to throw. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
The game plan for any defense is finding ways to make a quarterback uncomfortable in the pocket. When you bring pressure from all angles, you never know who's going to get home. In this case, the left cornerback, right in the face of him, puts him down.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And not great starting field position here for the offense. On the handoff, it's Gore. And a nice pickup as this one gets him to the 10-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
Watch tight end. Even. 4 down. Even.
Let's go. 3-19.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he rifles one incomplete.
The effort's always going to be there. Everyone's always going to try and make a catch, but underthrown balls, I think, are the toughest ones to come back and get because usually your momentum's going in the opposite direction when you're trying to stop, break, and come back and get it. A nickel look by Seattle on 3rd down.
Yep, 5 defensive backs now.
Tight end's right. Tight end's right.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down, losing yardage back at the 9-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Partner, you mind if I take off this headset and put on a coaching headset?
You want to get this running game going?
I want to get this running game going. I'm going down there and saying, gentlemen, we have got to run the football. We've got to get it going right now.
Yeah, to this point in the 2nd quarter, it has been a struggle. The punt team on now is from their end zone. They get it away. Taking it about the 36. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football 1st and 10. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And I would say they went 3 and out last time, but actually they didn't even get to 3 and out. Still a strange decision to us here in the booth.
Yeah, let's hope they don't go 1 and out, but maybe, possibly, let's try and think with them here. Try and play field position maybe, turn the ball over, put it in the hands of their defense. Who knows?
You're a nice man. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the 2nd drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
All right, here we go. Blue 90.
Hey. We got 3. 3 down.
They'll look to throw. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on. 3rd down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. And the Seahawks on 3rd down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. They'll set up to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
The Seahawks send out their punter. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. So out come the Falcons now. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
It's not always as trite as that team wanted it more than the other, but on that play, it actually was true. They were faster to the ball.
Now let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
Buzz, buzz, buzz. Be ready, be ready.
Now on second down, this is Gore. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll be taken down just shy of the 40. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Watch 89, watch 89.
Now let's go.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And he will find his man on the end route, complete. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
3 down, 3 down.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Check that. We got Mike 52 right here. Check back, check back.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. Back with more NFC playoff action after this. So here we go, 1st and 10 now.
Man left, man left.
All right, here we go. Gun, gun.
Check,
Gun,
check.
gun.
Check, 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 check.
Hurry up, here we go.
They'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete.
The one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. Second down now after the incompletion.
Watch tight end, watch tight end. Tight right, tight right.
Set. No. Check. Patriot. Patriot.
They'll set up a throw. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. 3rd down.
It feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
The Falcons on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
All right, here we go. Blue, line it. Blue, line it.
And that will be incomplete as well.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. The Falcons send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Got double tight. Double tight.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
Oh, a design run for their wideout. Room here to run. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
Two tights. Two tights.
Set. Green 39. Green 39.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. So nothing there, but maybe you blame that on the blocking.
Yeah, at some point, you've got to win at the point of attack, and on that play, that was all the defense. They made it happen.
So we've come upon halftime here in this NFC divisional round matchup as we send you cross-country to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando with our halftime report. Here's Larry Ridley. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This one fielded at the 5. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Seahawks now set to take over on offense. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had an ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show him one thing, hit him with something else.
And a big collision there as he winds up flat on his back at the 33. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19. Detroit! Detroit! Gun!
Now a handoff looking right. And some space here. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit, boy.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group.
Strong left, strong left.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Let's go! Blue 90!
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he takes it across midfield to the 45. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down.
Hey, watch the right, watch the right.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90! Blue 90!
On play action, they'll throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10.
I'm coming.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19!
Hey.
A handoff as they run the counter play. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll in fact tackle him behind the line. I'm no offensive mastermind, but of all the guys on the field to block, you might want to stop him.
Look, I've got a very simple rule. An unblocked defender is usually your best defender, and he ended up making the play there.
So the defense has put them in a tough spot. It's 2nd and long. Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers.
Green 39!
Everybody scoot up. Heavy. Crash.
And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
Almost not fair. The big guy running the corner route, being able to lean and push and get to where he wants.
So how do you stop it?
A lot of times you want to have a linebacker on him, a bigger body guy who can handle him physically. But a lot of times that doesn't work as well because his quickness often wins the route.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Over the middle, he gets it to Patterson. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. So the offense has it 1st and 10. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39!
Now they try the right side here. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. And on 2nd and 10 now.
Let's go, defense. Let's get off the field, defense.
Hurry up, here we go. 3:19. 3:19.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Time to establish the run game. It's Gore. And he was very fortunate there to get out of his end zone. He maybe got back to the 2-yard line. No gain on the play there. Second down. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. Second down and 10. They'll stick to the ground game with Gore. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
It's real easy to say this running game needs to be better, but the reality is they've been given little time to actually find a place to run the football. It's almost like the defense is there on the handoff.
The Falcons on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 11.
All right, here we go. Blue line it. Blue line it.
No.
Play clock winding down.
Gone.
And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. So from their own end zone here, this kicks away. And he'll take it just outside the 40. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field.
Double tight.
So the D-line's going to spread out.
Blue line it.
Check.
Over. Detroit. Green 39.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Patterson. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34.
But you know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
Philly, here we go.
Hey. We got three. 3 down. Key eight.
All right, now, look at 56. Green 39. Green 39.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Rolling to his left. Now he's going to let... And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. had disaster written all over it. You've got a right-handed quarterback, a rolling left, and throwing it pretty far downfield.
It's really difficult to do, to try and get your body twisted around into the proper position and get anything on the ball as you heave it downfield. And that's what it actually turns into, a heave. And that's not really a good throw, is it?
Not good, and we saw the result. A handoff right. It's Gore. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Fresh set of downs here.
Watch tight end.
Now let's go. No. Check. Patriot. Blue, landing. Over. Gun.
Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback as a...
And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. A great effort there. 31 yards. And the Falcons are in for 6.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run. And one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
All right, here we go. Green, 39.
They'll try and throw for it. And this will be caught as they convert here for 2. So they elect to pass there on the 2-point try. Sometimes could prove risky. There it worked out.
Yeah, and I love how you bring up that it can prove risky, because if you get it intercepted and they return it, that's 2 points for the defense, but not on that play.
This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. A first down screen pass, good for 5.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Seahawks with possession of the football, but they do trail here to begin quarter number 4. Now a handoff looking right. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it, because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
The Seahawks on third down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 4.
All right, here we go. Blue, 90. All right. Let's go, B. Let's go. Let's get this.
They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. It goes for a gain of 10, and it's a first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Hey, tight. Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here.
I got you, son. I got you, son.
All right, here we go. Blue, 90.
Well, now they'll try the end around. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. That'll go as a loss of 5. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
Hey, watch left.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
And he is out of bounds, just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. A gain of 26 on the 30. Third down conversion.
Lucky.
Set. Green, 39.
Now they try the right side here. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14.
Watch right.
All right, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
Sliding out of the pocket. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've hit on 6 of their 8 tries. Very good. This is 3rd and 11.
3-19. 3-19.
And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. Now the offense lining up 1st and 10. And some changes here as the D-line separates some.
Let's go. Blue, leopard.
they'll run it on the toss. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. And the seemingly endless drive continues.
Watch right, watch right, watch right.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
50's to Mike. 50's to Mike.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off with great anticipation. And a terrific return as he'll take it up past the 35.
Brandon, offensively, this has been a tough day for him. Trying to find a place to throw the football. It's been extremely difficult. I've got to give a lot of credit to the secondary, especially the corners who've had the receivers on lockdown.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Watch what?
Now another carry here tonight for Gore. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
All right, here we go. 3.
Another carry now for Gore. And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Time running out here on the play clock. On 3rd down, they'll run with Gore. Whoosh. And he gets this one across midfield for the first down to the 46. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. And at this stage of the game, time a factor, time on their side as they just try to eke out the final precious moments of this one.
Green 39.
Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
Well, that takeaway, partner, right there, that's a combination of coaching, execution, and absolute belief, because a lot of guys will look at the scoreboard and go, this thing's pretty well done, but they still thought to themselves, if we can make a play, we give our teammates a chance to win it, and that's exactly what they did.
And he finds a man on the crossing route, and he is out of bounds inside the 30. A good pick up there of 20 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. And leading here late, so a chance for the defense to really close out this game if they can halt the offense. On 1st down, they'll run it on the draw play. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Green 39. Leopard. Leopard. Detroit. Detroit. All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down.
Green 39! Green 39!
And he comes back with one complete. And brought down, but not before he was able to break the tackle, and the extra effort moves the sticks. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this.
Tight ends Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo. Tight ends on the
Set!
Ringo.
3-19! 3-19!
Now they'll run it on the toss. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. Second down, offense behind the sticks here. 2nd and 13.
Don't let 89 go deep. Whatever you do, don't let
Now let's go! Green 39! Green 39!
Single receiver. Hey, you're on another.
He'll look to throw. This will be caught at about the 5. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The Seahawks on third down. They've been tough to stop. 8 for 10 so far. This time it's 3rd and 3.
Green 39!
He's back to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Figuring they're going for it on 4th down. Remember, though, they do have all 3 timeouts, so even if they don't get it, all is not lost.
Yeah, normally in this situation, when you're talking about having to go for it, everything is in this play. But as you noted, with those 3 timeouts, they actually have a little bit of a safety net.
Game on the line, season on the line. They're going for it here on 4th down.
Alert, alert.
Set.
3 down, 3 down. 51
Watch it now, Barney.
Like
Barney.
51.
Over.
Hey, here we go.
Back to throw. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the posts, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow. And no sweat. He puts it through, and we are tied here in the 4th. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. This will be fielded at the 6. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's 2nd down. Second down here after the incomplete pass.
Strong right, strong right, strong right.
Set. Blue 90.
Even,
Blue 90.
even.
Over.
He'll look to throw. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, now 3rd and 10. And first things first, before you think about marching the ball down the field, you got to move the chains.
You're exactly right. Got to get back into focus here. Get the first down. That's what's vital to them.
The Falcons on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Leopard. Here we go.
He'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. They'll look to throw here. He's got his man on the crossing route. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Hey. 4 down.
Offense in a good spot here, 2nd and 2.
Watch tight end.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. They go with a screen to Gore. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Blue 90. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And past the 30 down to about the 27. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. In position for the possible game winner, but they need to get up and spike it. Here's Gore. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground.
Watch left. He's tight right there.
Go now. Blue 90.
3 down.
Blue 90.
Check. 3 down.
6 guys.
run right side. It's Gore. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
All right, my man, this is now where it's risk-reward. Because on defense, you've got to crowd the line of scrimmage. You've got to get in all the gaps, get up tight on everyone, and try and force the field goal attempt here. You can't let them break one big, but you know something, when you crowd the line of scrimmage, if they do pop one, it's going to go a long way.
Yeah, I was going to say, could take it to the house, but the magnitude of this possible upcoming field goal, every yard counts. And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. This would put them in the NFC title game. And he got it. The kick is good. He splits the uprights. And in doing so, he sends them to the NFC title game. They said beginning of the year, our goal is to get into the conference championship game at least, and they have done that.
And how about that? They set their goals and they achieved them. I actually write down my goals each and every year and rarely achieve them. So this is a big deal. And now they can set their goals one site higher. Win this one, they go to the Super Bowl.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaunt. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say good night, everybody.